Okay. Stream has started, but issues were taken. That's fine. Okay, let me know if that's any better. My usage is lower. Streamlabs is hopefully being less choppy now, but I don't know. I won't know until you tell me. But we are live and we are back. And again, everything looks fine on my end. Um, and since it happened with multiple microphone sources, we can confirm it's not my equipment. I'm just doing a reshare of the Facebook feed. So this is me just sharing groups again. Okay. And let's get my chat working. Just talk through the other side of a fan so it cancels out the choppiness. Sounds a little better. Okay, well, as I said, the Brightbox box. This is the Brightbox box. The Brightbox box is where I keep all the things I use to make Brightboxes. That includes padded shipping envelopes and carbon paper for making impressions on clay, and my beautiful direct Brightbox mailers that some of you have seen, and my mint printer, and my card stock, and my patch fabrics, and my clay blanks for carving. But today, I'm just going to move it down here. We're going to get rid of all the non-essentials, because all of this stuff is not for today. Here's what we need today. Hi. We need an ink roller, also called a brayer. And actually, let's come down here. So that's my brayer. We need this size cardstock, which is what most of the Brightbox materials are printed on. I just love this paper. And we are going to need my table block, the carving block, the actual print block that we're going to be using today, which I'll show you guys in a minute, and my Baron. This is called a Baron, and we're going to need some ink. We're going to try a few different colors today, I think. And normally we would need this. This is my collection of carving tools. They're all contained in this handle here. But I'm not actually carving today. I'm making prints from a thing that's already been carved. So, okay. Let's raise my chair to the appropriate level. I think that's about right. Okay, yeah. All right, I look kind of buff today, so I'm okay with it. My dinner's just going to sit over here getting cold because I want to work, and it's going to be hard to work and eat at the same time, and you guys come first, and my food was late, so what are you going to do? But at least I got it soda. Hey, hey. So, block print is when you carve the negative into clay or wood or a substance like that, and you use that negative to then transfer it onto a piece of paper. And I've done this a few times, and here is the print we're using today. I made this, which is myself in profile with a microphone. And I'm very thrilled about the line art, and you'll see that when we use it. I love the way they turn out. TechBard owns one of these already. Came with his Brightbox, so he can confirm to you that I think they're super cool. Hopefully he does as well. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to put ink on our block. We're going to roll the ink onto the brayer. We're going to place the paper on. Actually, we're going to roll the ink from the brayer onto the block. We're going to place the paper on the block. We're going to use the Baron to transfer the ink. That's the process. And by the way, if you like these and you want one today, we are selling them. I'm happy to sell you one, including one of the ones that we make today. If you buy it during the stream, I'll write your name on the back of it so that I know that it's going to you. Or if you buy during the stream, you can even specify which color you would like yours in. These are going to be, I think I got to charge like $25 for these just because shipping is going to be like 8 of that because I have to ship it in a padded bubble envelope. And I need to get my money's worth because this carving took hours and hours and hours and hours and hours because it's extremely fine detailed. But I'm gonna do, just for the sake of being because I'm curious about it, I'm gonna do one in red ink first because I haven't used my red ink yet. So yeah, I'm gonna just see if I can't. How close do we want to be? About there. That seems good. And then I have to rinse all this off at the end, but it's crazy. Doc, to make one of your likeness, a lot, dude, because it's like 10 hours of work to make one of these from scratch, and I'll never be able to repeat that. So probably more than you want to spend. As much as I love you, that would be really difficult. This part is the easy, therapeutic, fun part. The carving is not unfun, but it's very difficult. So you want to get a nice, even, pretty reasonably thick coating of ink on that. And then we're going to roll this directly across the block right here. And you can see the ink only goes mostly where it's wanted. Of course, because the carving is a little hasty in places, there's times when it's a little choppy, but I actually like the way that works. And then we take our paper, we very gently lay it down on here, and then we use the brayer to try to make the transfer. And hopefully this is going neatly under here right now, but we'll see. This is my first time using this brayer as well. Or this Baron, I mean. I did my first ones with a spoon. And this is a nice ASMR kind of process for the stream, right? All right. And I want to be nice and thorough about this, so I go slow and careful because I'm doing by hand what a printing press is designed to do. And if I got this reasonably well, we end up with a block print. And I love that in red. That makes me so happy. And realistically, I could let this dry and then do it again in blue for like a fake 3D effect or something like that. But that turned out quite beautifully, I think. And I'm going to make a few more. And then I'm going to rinse, and we're going to do some other colors, but I can't rinse in the room, so I'll BRB for you guys when I do the rinsing. All right, let's try again. Ink this guy up. Paper down. Yeah, Doc, I don't know if you realize, but I have literally manually carved myself. Redeem. What size is the paper? I want to order a matte frame for mine. They're like I'll get you the exact measurement, but I'm pretty sure they're just like a 4.5 by 5.5 or something like that. But I'll get that for you tonight. Gonna make a few of these in red. There we go. And the reason these cost a little more is because this is hand labor. You know, um, you can't fake those. A print wouldn't look like that, and also the ink is frigging expensive. Because I'm me and I got all top of the line equipment. I could have bought off brands, but I didn't. I bought everything from Speedball, which is like one of the go-tos, industry standard. And then every now and again, I deliberately will do one that's just a little under inked because I sort of got a little on the table. I sort of like it. So this one might come up a little sparser. We will see in a second. Doc, I'm willing to do it, man, but I you know, it's a very time-consuming process. So you know, you'd have to tell me what it's worth to you, and then I would ask you for a picture. I would convert that picture to a kind of like a two-color line art thing in Photoshop, and then I would have to transfer that negative onto one of these clay blocks, and then I would have to painstakingly carve out all the negative space with a hand tool. So that's the process required to do it. And that's why I can't. That's why I can't say enough how kind of it would have to be a pretty reasonably big amount of money, because there's no market to sell Daddy Doc Warbucks stuff to other people besides you. I don't think. Oh, actually, that one came out beautifully as well. That might be my favorite so far. Slightly thinner on the ink. You can see it starts to spot a little at the bottom, but I love that, and I love that every one of these is slightly imperfect. And I could carve these lines away on the block, but because the first time they happened, they were a mistake. But I decided I really like them. All right, so that's reds 1, 2, and 3. Dunzo. By the way, they're $20 if you can arrange to pick them up for me if you live in the Philly area. But 25 if I get to ship them. How many red do I want to do, y'all? I haven't decided. I might want to change colors now. All right. I am going to leave these where you can see them and go take 2 minutes to get some cleaning done. And I'm going to see if I can't put one of these where you can really get a good look at it, because I think it looks great. Yeah. All right, I'm going to go rinse this red ink off. Shouldn't take me more than a couple of seconds. It's nice, soluble ink. And I will return. Let me... Stormcrow, you're in my way. I'm going to leave the microphone on. You might hear some stuff in the background. Let's come back over to here. Hi. All right, I'm all rinsed. I got to dry them off, but I'm going to do that in front of you. I wonder if I missed anything important in the chat while I was gone. Mine's in black. Both are fab. I did not. Good. All right. So, probably eventually going to invest in some additional Breyers and Barons. I don't like this song. And some additional Breyers and Barons so that I don't have to dry them between prints. But for today, I do. So, just going to do that. And honestly, they're water-based ink. They're water-soluble inks, so it's not the end of the world that there's a little water here and there. Won't actually affect the quality of the print. All right. What color should I do next? You know, lino cutters. That's these. This is a lino cutter set. All right. Or do you guys want me to start the process of carving one? I wouldn't finish if I started because it takes longer than an hour. Actually, I do have one fairly simple idea. I did one that would take less time is I was going to carve some lyrics from one of my songs into one of these and make that available as a 4x6 print. So I could do that if you guys were curious to see that process from the beginning. That would be a much faster process. Really, really, really happy with how this print turns out, though. I don't know how many rolls I'll get off this before I have to carve this block again. Whoa, man down. So, do we want to see this print in blue, or do we want to start something new? Decisions. Put all three of those where they're not going to cause any trouble. Actually, I want one. I do want one in the shot still. Let's try. Yeah, I think I could stand to see it in blue. But I don't want to make too many of these before I have orders for them as well. So maybe I'll start. So I don't need the cutters and everything quite yet. So step one is actually going to be to create the digital. If I start a new one. I'm good with existing, but if you're in the mood to carve, by all means. Well, it might be worth exploring. So what I think I'll do is I'll start the process of setting up to carve and go from there. But one good thing that I can do, if I have that cable, I don't know where I stuck that cable right now. I'd like to be able to set you guys up to watch more closely than you are, but we'll make this work. All right, so you can see my screen. I'll see if I can't make like Jay and the Americans and come a little bit closer. We'll tap into Procreate and see if we can't figure out something nice. Fine. Now playing Reasons to Walk by David Alphonse and Pierre Cruton. Oh, curious. All right, guys. Give me a lyric from one of my songs that means something to you. I already have one in mind. Just gonna do this in black. Get a nice sharp. Not as too Close, close, close. Don't want to go off the sheet, though. Simpler. Can you guys read this at all? I like lowercase. Didn't quite size that. Oh, what if I did? Hang on. No, doesn't quite work for me. Keep them separate. There's something to this, but I'm going to start literally all over again because I don't like the way I sized it all. So we're actually just going to... I actually think I want to see it in negative because that's going to help me conceive of it better. So let's go over here to a white and try that again. Really fat lines. I like that style a lot more though. Even though carving, it's not going to come out quite that clean. Or that it's not going to come out that ratty, it's actually going to come out cleaner. Looks like TTL. That's nice. Only thing is I'd like... Maybe I might crop and I might bring that down a little bit. Okay. Because then... I can finish that a little bit. Battle till your body breaks. Okay. Next step. Share that as a PNG to my computer so I can do a print. Unless it'll let me print specific sizes here. Hi, Weffington.
Hello.
I heard you rustling around over there.
I'm quiet and sneaky.
Okay. Yeah, no, I gotta send this to my computer. Okay. Share. PNG. And we're just gonna Dropbox it to myself. It's a merch piece, so we'll do that. It's a block print, so it goes here. Okay. Come on, y'all, do your thing. Yay! Alright, why are you not letting me post this? Come on. Should need to email this anywhere. It's being a pain. Save to Dropbox. Let's try that one more time. Battle print. Save location. Sorry about the boring stuff. Any lyrics that are about Mel? There are a bunch. Die Young is a rare exception to that. But of course, Bowerbirds is about Mel. That's what Doc meant about you, love. Come on, catch up. I better screw it. Just going into the Dropbox. I'll move it later. Oh, I know why that's being a bear. Let's get back on the correct Wi-Fi. I'm sad. We used to have some cool Wi-Fi names in the area, and we kind of don't anymore. All right. Artwork. Merch collections. Block prints. Battle break. I've been really excited to do this print. I have a thought about what I'd like to accomplish with it. Okay, now I should be able to. Also, hi. I should be able to pull this up over here. Yeah, so far so good. So far everything is going according to the plan. Just opening that over here on the computer. And then we're going to attempt to do a print of it. And we're going to scale it to 4x6. We're not going to scale it at all. We're going to print this on 4x6 paper. I love it when a plan comes together. Hi. Do you want to say hi to people? I can put you on camera if you want.
I just wanted to wave.
You're not on camera right now. Now you are on camera.
Waving. Hello.
Hey. You look extremely round on the camera.
Because I am.
It's so noticeable in that shirt. I love it. You see this? See this craziness?
Da, da, da. Da, da.
Potato holder, says Dane.
Yeah.
I like that, the potato holder.
I am Lorge. It is weird.
Lorge. I was debating when and how to eat dinner, but I don't think I can eat dinner on the stream, so I think I have to eat that up after the show.
Probably.
Yeah. I am hungry though. Yeah, he's on camera.
I'm surprised you're not helping. You're usually helping. I use the term loosely, but that's what you're trying to
All right, so these are definitely a little bigger than 5x7. Oops. That print was wasted. Or bigger than 4x6. I think they must be 5x7. So let's print that as a 5x7. But first, can I invert it so that it only prints the black spaces? Ah, well, we're going to use a little extra ink. I really should just measure these. I don't have a ruler in the studio right now. And I don't remember keeping the case that those came in. So I'm gonna just see if I can't locate this specific. Hey, looks like we have a new member who just joined the Red Tower Lamplighters group. That's nice. I don't know who, but yeah. All right, let me see if I can't find the size of this paper. I like the kind of ASMR of our Mondays, guys. It's nice. They are 5x7, Joe. So what I have down here is carbon paper, which helps transfer onto the clay blocks. I draw on the carbon paper over it using these little kind of nib tools. I don't really know what they're specifically called, but they're very good at this. So I'm going to get out the fattest one. And we're going to very gingerly play with some carbon paper to transfer that by hand, because the ink won't be wet enough for it to transfer this way. At least not historically with my luck, although it's always worth a try. You go over the freshly printed paper with the Baron, and sometimes you get lucky. But, yeah, no, not one of those days. Okay. So, what we're going to do is dig into the carbon paper and transfer manually, which is a whole thing. So, bench block. Weigh that down. actually might clamp it. Yeah, I'm gonna clamp it. I'm not going there. I was gonna make a ginger joke when you said gingerly. No, that's fine. I like ginger jokes. That wouldn't bother me now. Oh, apparently it's already stuck in place by the table. I gotta turn the fan off. Or at least down. Okay. Let's make sure I have a clear perception of the edge I'm dealing with here. And then we'll lay some stuff down and then replace as exactly as we can. We start. Drawing it all manually. And this part should take a couple minutes. You don't have to be insanely detailed about it because, again, I like to freehand what I'm carving a little bit as well, but it's definitely a process. But shouldn't take too long. I'm already on the L of battle. Let me know if the camera needs to move any closer. Hopefully you guys can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit, but I have a little give on this, I think. Not a lot, actually. All right, so that's kind of where we're at. Okay, and then yeah, because you couldn't carve these. I couldn't freehand these sloppy-looking letters that I love. These graffiti letters. I couldn't freehand them with the carving block. The carving block wants to go straight more often than not. Really hope this is coming out neat on the other end. We won't. It's the big risk is you just don't know until you know. Halfway there, y'all. Should have rigged this on the far left of the table, but oh no, we moved. Let's find that crease again and we're gonna take some gambles. The paper was dishonest with me. But I think so long as we get in the ballpark, I'll be able to pull the spirit of this out. Historically, that is going to be the case. Okay. I will do the carving where you guys can watch, because that process is slow and very ASMR. Alright, one word left. Hands cramp up a little bit from this. You gotta go at it with a little force. Okay, so I didn't win the modded rat. Oh well. Sorry, bud. being gingerly because gingers have no soul. I've never heard a joke about not having a soul before. That's really original. I wonder, did you come up with that on your own? Whew, 3 letters left. And this is just to create the carving guide for the idea that I have. And I'm going to do it a little differently than usual with this set. One day I will have a printing space with utility tubs and stuff, but for now this is how we work. Alright, let's get this all down here and see how this turned out so far. And that's all I get, just so you know. That's my carving guide. But it will do the job. So I am going to get in here with a pen now and mark these. And this you should be able to see a little more clearly. Let me see. I want to get a little closer if I can. All right. And this is all just because once you carve, that's the design, you're stuck with it. So I had to make sure that the sizing was going to work out all the way across. But I am still a little bit freehanding because that's the style I had in mind for this. And like, you kind of just have to accept that things are going to evolve as they go and not be a raging obsessive about perfectionists, especially in something like this. Or I would have spent a lot longer doing the carbon trace. So I've now got the carving block more or less squared away, and we start the hard part, which is digging into these. So these are the different blades. They're just different widths. And I'm going to start with a fairly wide one to get into this with. And then that's a prepared carving tool right there. and you just gotta get in there and start doing it. Now, in this case, I'm carving the. If you wanted only the letters to show up, you would carve away all the negative space and leave the lettering. But in this case, I actually want the lettering carved out. So I'm going to carve the lettering out. And you just get in there and start doing it. And I guess you probably get better at knowing how it's going as you go when you've done it more, but I don't know how it's going until near the end of the process. Because I am an amateur. But, again, I like really punky sort of artwork, so I imagine it's going to go okay for my tastes. Gotta tighten the tool up a little bit. It's been a pain. So many possible that's what she says tonight. Take 'em, dude. You're didn't have that mounted correctly, apparently. Try that again. And if you guys are curious about like techniques I'm picking up as I go and how to do these better or whatever, I can talk about that. You can ask questions. But I hope you see what I mean about how fucking labor intensive this stuff is. So it actually reminds me a little of tattooing. I do, but the lie between the one here and when it shows up in the chat takes away from the humor. So start by quoting the thing that I said and then include that that's what she said. It's very detailed. You'd have to love detail work to enjoy this. Hey, what's up? Is this Canon? Not sure if we know if you know me or if you're just stopping by to say hi, but welcome to the chat. We are block printing today. I'm currently doing some custom merch. Because I can never remember people's screen. Oh, hey, Alex. I love you too, buddy. I can never tell people's screen names apart, but Alex. We do have so much love for Alex. Alex is also the newest member of our Patreon community. No, Is This Canon does not sound like Alex. However, it's not a hugely surprising one. I miss when you had to know people's screen names though. It's like memorizing phone numbers. It's a bygone. It's like a thing that died out when we were kids. But I thought that was fun having screen names instead of just posting with your real name. I mean, I guess there are screen names on TikTok and plenty of people on TikTok who don't include their real names. But you know, most social media, there's at least less of that anonymity that we had with AIM and things like that. The fun part is always the cleanup. So making a block print, of course, if for anybody who hasn't guessed this already, of the last line of the song "Die Young" by The Great Enough. I like the sound of this song. This is nice. Alex, you just got gifted some channel points, in case you didn't notice. From our friend Doc. He does that with people when they're on their first day in the chat. Doc's a good friend of mine that I think you may or may not have met. He's been at all my parties. But I don't remember whether you guys have or have not met at something. But he's also one of the moderators of the chat. Mondays, when I do them, are nice quiet shows. Tragically, I've not been to one of your parties since maybe... Yeah, that was before Doc's time. Well, there's always next year, or I guess this year, depending on whether we're throwing our Halloween party in 2021, which the current plan is to do. It's Alex Timmons, babe. Go ahead and squee. I know you love him. I'm going to show you guys the progress. Once I finish this next letter, I'll show you guys kind of what starts to take shape as you're working. But really, the cool thing about block printing is there's almost no evidence of the reward until right at the end. And so the rollout, which you guys saw me do at the beginning with the previous one, although Alex, you didn't, so I'll show you. I made these earlier tonight. And that's a thing that's available now from my, I guess privately from my merch collection. But that was like, you know, hours of carving, because that one is much more detailed than what I'm working on currently. But what I'm working on currently is satisfying in a different way. But I made that print of me with the beard in honor of, you know, me with the beard. Which, hey. Blooms in the Night in the House. I just picked up something from, that's Veronica. I just picked up something from Veronica's Etsy shop. And you guys should do the same. It's Blooms in the Night on Etsy. And, yeah, it's Veronica's wedding week. So, you know, spend some monies. Reattaching my blade here. Nah, Veronica, man, support comes to you when you support others, and you have been incredibly supportive of this channel and of my work. And I have no, I do not in any way deserve thank you for just quietly returning the favor, friend. I think it's the least anyone can do is hype their friends up. This blade is fighting me on staying attached, but I gotta keep it attached. Also, if I ever slipped with one of these, you guys would see me carve a huge hole in my finger, because they are sharp. Imagine that would be wild to see on stream. Nice, Doc. 3 new people have just joined the Red Tower group. Huh. I wonder what I'm doing today that's working for people. Is it that you can't see my face? That was just me being self-deprecating. I hope it didn't come across as like mean to myself or something. The food delivery wouldn't stop calling my oh, you'd take a call in the middle of your wedding ceremony? Oh no. So, again, talking about how it's not satisfying until the end, that's battle carved out. And I think, looking at the time, I'm not positive we're going to finish this guy tonight. I'm going as fast as I reasonably can, but it's one of those things you really got to take your time with. So it might be a thing where I finish this off camera and then just show you guys the end results or something. But again, just a reminder, if you want to order any of this stuff, just talk to me. Reach out to me. You can even say it right in the chat, I want to order such and such. Or you can send money directly to me via Venmo at Bright Kelly with the item that you'd like to purchase. Today's Bearded Boy block prints are $20. I popped on because I saw you were streaming on Facebook and was like, oh man, let me go support them on Twitch by being there. Alex, that's wonderful. I wish a million other people got that memo that that's what we need. Those of us who are doing content creation for a living. That's the ball game, is getting the support where you need it. And Facebook is never the place where I need support. Just ever. Just there. Facebook is no help. Definitely always want the support to come to the stream where it starts, and I'm much more into the way Twitch handles things, because I actually make money on this service, whether or not you guys are tipping. I make money off of follows and some ad revenue stuff, and I make money off of your subscriptions if you subscribe, which if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can subscribe to one Twitch streamer for free. And that's great because it's free money. Thanks for stopping by, even for a bit, Alex. And remember, you can always lurk and leave it open in a tab. Hey, Kara in the house. I support people who can't always watch all of my streams, but want to be helpful. You can just open my stream in a browser tab and mute that shit. That still counts for my viewership. So I don't get upset about it. Hi, Kara. Artsy fartsy night. So, what I'm doing today with this particular print style is going to be a bit of a risk. Hopefully it pays off. The risk is if I don't get the carve clean, I could actually the print could be just completely miffed. And it could not work at all. But I don't know. he'll kind of like I'm doing all the things right as near as I can tell, but obviously everything's a little touch and go until you're there. And again, part of the reason I have to charge what I charge for these, I wish I could sell them to you guys for $5 because it is just a print on a piece of paper, but it's not. I gotta cover the cost of the Speedy Carve blocks, all the tools and ink. Shipping costs are usually a thing. So I make about $5 on each one I sell. So I pay myself, if I sold a handful of these, I'd be paying myself the $15 that I believe would be a minimum wage for an hour's work for a 2-hour stream. And that's okay, because it's therapeutic and I like doing it. I had a rough day. Even though half the roughness of the day was my own damn fault. I just got home from the mall, needed PJs, and bought $180 worth of clothes that made me feel good. Well, we like people feeling good. I really find block printing super therapeutic, Kara. I'm happy to chit chat with you about what I have and what works and what didn't. I bought a couple of different things. I will say right off the bat, the Speedball, like block printing sets are good. Speedball is kind of the name in this, and what I started with was a Speedball like deluxe block printing kit. And then I picked up just a few accessory pieces on top of that, and upgraded my my knife and a few other little things like that. But it was a totally smart buy, and it worked, and it wasn't that bad financially. And then I picked up a couple of other things after my first carve because I realized certain things were going to be, harder if I didn't. We are at Battle Tillior. Alex started reminding me when I lost control and started laughing in the middle of the cemetery portion of my grandmother's funeral. Are you the kind of guy that laughs at a funeral? That's a bare naked ladies joke. But yeah, I've done that. I've been wildly inappropriate at incredibly stern moments, and I think that's incredibly human. Working our way through the body. He needs a book stamp. Well, there's a couple of ways to go about that, but this is certainly one of them. And I really do just kind of enjoy doing this. Like, this is the kind of thing where if I had to sit and do this for hours every day, that wouldn't bother me too much. It's peaceful. And not much about my life has historically been peaceful. Hey, you. I hear you wandering around over there. I really like my wife, you guys. I think she's alright. Let's try this again. Fixing my blade. I do think I need to get a better blade set than I have. I think I would prefer single wood handled blades rather than this multi twist on twist off kit. But I haven't made enough money off of block prints to pay for the shit I've already bought, so it's gonna wait until I sell 3 or 4 of these prints, I think. But at least in the meantime, I'm having fun with it. Okay. By the way, pick your favorite colors from my collection. I've only got black, red, blue, yellow, and a thinner diluter substance to make them semi-transparent, which I've never used that. But what are we doing the test print in? Because I think we are going to do that before we hop off tonight. I think I'll make the deadline to do one before I want to quit. I know we're at time for a traditional show, but ASMR, baby, let's do it. Should really start labeling these videos ASMR, shouldn't I? It's a whole cottage industry. Alright, 1 word left, and then I'm going to go over it with a fine-tooth comb to make sure I like everything that I've carved, and we'll do a print. Now I want something cool, LOL, artistic freedom. Oh, Doc, I'm reading that right now. Yeah, Joe, a thing to know about Kara is that, like her sister, she's gonna put a personal touch and an artistic stamp on things as much as she can. Like me. That's why I thought about doing a custom stamp and never did. Thought about having one made and just never got around to it. I started making my own. Hey, you.
Hi.
How are you?
I am itchy.
You were itchy?
Yes.
Oh no. Still?
Yes.
My poor itchy wife.
She is growing. It's an itchy process.
That's so weird to me that that's an itchy process. What you doing?
Bathroom.
Ah, it's that time, huh?
Nesting.
Mel is in major nesting mode, so she's reorganizing our bathroom shelves. Even though we don't need to make room for the kid. In that respect, just wants everything neat and pretty around here. And I'm enjoying it myself. My apartment hasn't looked this good in a while. Oh, and for those of you who are in our Discord server, the issue we were alluding to in the bitching zone has been resolved and in fact was never a problem at all. What happened there was your bard is a jackass and misread a form. So I thought we were about to get a really draconian evil rent raise, and we are not. I will say in my defense, the number of the evil draconian rent raise was on the piece of paper, but I should have probably stopped and read more of it before I called Mel and complained, because I wrote a strongly worded email to our property manager that did not need to be written. We are getting our rent raised, but it's by a manageable amount. I'm not angry about that.
You were very kindly vicious.
I was vicious.
But kind about it.
Well,
Which was
kind about
wonderful.
kind about it in an I'll like kill your friends and family to remind you of my love kind of way.
But I don't want to.
Yeah. We were under the impression that there was going to be a substantial, like, abusive rent hike coming our way. And it turns out that, fault of my own, that was if we wanted to go to a month-to-month lease, which we do not. So, yeah, we're good in that respect. Oh, yeah. Tech Bard got a little brief FaceTime tour of the property today. including Le Potato Room. And Doc got to see the property today, too. And then I got to throw Doc's stuff out a window. Yay! I did. I threw Doc's jacket right out the window. Swear to God. Just ripped open the window and just threw Doc's jacket right out of it. I did! I did, and I'd do it again. I don't give a shit. By the way, Yathina, Kendra, if you're listening, what I'm making right now was based on a thing you put in the group. I asked for favorite lyrics, and you're the one who reminded me of this one. So, thank you. I don't know that I would have considered this particular lyric, and that would have been dumb of me. So close to the end here, y'all. Doc did give me the idea to throw his jacket out the window. That's true. He was on the ground underneath it. But I thought the story sounded cooler if it sounded like I was just being mean and throwing somebody's stuff out the window. Like Doc was my unfaithful ex, and I was just getting rid of his shit for being such a cad. You can't mistreat me like that, Phil. Also, I have a mix date on the EP. We are going to mixing in May. And actually, Phantom Heart is completed and already in mixing. But I think I'm gonna hold that to release as a 4-song EP with the others. Let's say fiscal sense. But yeah, that's very exciting. Some stuff. I'm a Taurus. I'm very loyal. I didn't know Tauruses were very loyal, but cool. I don't think I have any Tauruses in my family that I'm aware of. I'm one of those people who's like iffy. Like, I'm interested in horoscope stuff, but like, I don't know that I'd say I really buy it. Like, I think it's a kind of not real. I think it's a thing people do for fun. But I am sort of a typical Aquarian in many ways, though. You know, hyper analytical and a weird blend of creative and logical drive. Sort of gravitate toward the middle of things. Not politically speaking, in terms of like being the center of attention or the room or whatever. Mel is in fact a Gemini. Doc, don't you think I'd remember if my wife was a Taurus? Mel's birthday is May 30th. This is so good. I think this is gonna work. Yeah, she's end of May, bud. Oh, so close, y'all. So close. We're on the last letter. Channeling this guy now. What color are we doing the test print in, y'all? I'm thinking yellow. I haven't used my yellow ink yet. So, completed carve. I don't have orange ink, and I'm not up to mixing inks just yet. It still makes me nervous. I don't know how they're going to react. Bad domestic on my blocks. Ooh, sorry. Sounds rough. I never want to hear about that kind of thing going down. Okay. Ow. Just need a second here to get my bench block free. All right. I'm going to do some yellow for now. I'll mess with some other stuff as we go. I'm sorry to hear that. Is there anything we can do, Linz? But I will, let me try something here. Compromising. Instead of using orange, I'm going to use red and yellow together. And we're going to see what happens. The Teal Appeal. Hello, Teal Appeal. Welcome. Doc, I haven't figured out how to do a sunburst yet, but this is in that wheelhouse, kind of. Lindsay, you know if you need anything, we're here. Actually, Doc, this is more or less turning into a sunburst. Yeah, that's kind of what's happening. So get a little paint where it doesn't want to be. Okay. This is print 1, y'all. This is the first Battle to Your Body Bags print in history. These are going up for sale after this, so let me know if you want one. Especially if you want number 1. Teal Appeal, tell me who you are. Friends with some of your friends. Or at least tell me who you know. No. Oh, hi. Yeah, of course that helps. Well, what I will say, Kendra, is this is coming to you already for your Brightbox because of the delay. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, it's super fun. I get to do something fun with this now. This is what I was hoping would happen. Okay. Now the ultimate test run. Because I did something that I wasn't sure if you guys were going to catch, which is I carved it all forward. And I thought you guys would catch that I should have carved it mirrored. But there is a thing I wanted to try. And I didn't mind if it doesn't work, I've wasted nothing. Not quite coming across the way I'd hoped. I was hoping it would come out darker and clearer than this. But I think I could still salvage that. Potentially by just re-rolling it. Ooh. Paint stuff all over the place. I was hoping to do a double mirror transfer, and then I would be able to sell them as a 2-part. Thanks, Veronica. Hydrated. But if this doesn't work, I've wasted 1 carving block, and we've had a fun show, and I'll recarve it in mirror and do this that way, which looks like it might be the case. I was really hoping I could get it to transfer more fully so that I would be able to sell a 2-part where it was in reverse and forward together. Alas, the ink doesn't transfer quite that well. However, I am going to save this misprint with markers and this backward mirror print if anybody wants the mirror print or anything rare. But I am going to go over this guy with some marker to correct it. And I've learned something today, which means it was a useful day. While I have the blocks and ink out, I am going to do a sunburst print of the bearded bright block print, just so that I'm not wasting the ink. And yes, I definitely enjoyed the way the color turned out. So I guess I am in fact able to do a sunburst, Doc. It kind of worked out as one. It's very Gibson-y, that red and yellow sunburst. All right, and so we should have gotten a nice 2-tone print here. Yes, and that worked brilliantly, actually. I love the way that turned out. Really, really like that. That actually is my favorite one so far. So, the Reds and Sunbursts are officially for sale. I will initial and sign and serial number everyone in the order in which they sell for you guys. So let me know if that's a thing you're into. Jamie Danger, thank you for following. Subversive Smurf. Let me read what you had to say here. Yeah. No, that you're right. I didn't read that whole thread. Ginger in a yellow shirt. Let me see let me see if there's enough ink to stretch into 2. Of these. Because if I can get 2 Sunburst prints, that'd be nice. This is such a fun thing to do. So yeah, if anybody wants wants any of these in any specific colors, you let me know. They're also available, of course, in blue. Pretty much any combination of primary colors, and I'm willing to eventually start learning to mix with these specific inks, because I do know color theory and how to mix ink and pigment. I just haven't experimented with how these particular printing inks mix. Joe, you do in fact technically have serial number 1, and I will keep that in mind because I won't be marking number 1 from here. You have a serial-free prototype even. But the first of these sold is going to be number 3, actually. Number 4. The next Bearded Boy sold is going to technically be number 4. Yep, worked out beautifully. There it is. I got a pair of these now. And then I'm actually just gonna finger paint a little into that beard and darken it. Because yes, that does work. And then, why not? This one's gonna get my fingerprint on it. There you go. All right, that was a really successful day, all things considered. Yes, color theory is very different with light. I know color theory with pigment better than I know color theory with light, but I know both to some extent. That was a really fun stream, guys. I hope you enjoyed the process. I've obviously got a lot of cleanup to do, and that's not interesting, so I'm not going to show you guys that. But I got to do it soon because the ink will dry and be a huge pain in my ass. So I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to tell you guys... I'm going to tell you guys it was really nice hanging out with you, and that I hope to see you guys Thursday when we're going to be doing some music here on the channel. And as always, I really appreciate your support. My name is Bright Kelly. I have been known from time to time as the Gritty City Bard, and it has been my pleasure to entertain you. Good night.